Good evening, everyone. I just want to do a quick update on a video that I've done concerning a dragon and the Gog of Magog war, and how Yahweh is going to use a dragon to incinerate the camp, the Gog of Magog army that's going to surround the camps of the saints. I wanted to show you a few things again, and somebody shared a verse with me explaining what will happen with this dragon after he has done what Yahweh placed him in the sea for. Yahweh placed him in the sea for this one purpose. It is to burn up the armies that's going to surround the camp of the saints. And after he's done that, Yahweh is going to do something to him. And I'm going to show you now the reason this is going to happen. Well, let's just read this verse, because you probably know more or less already what I'm trying to say. Isaiah 27 verse 1. In that day Yahweh with a sore and great and strong sword shall punish Leviathan the piercing serpent, and Leviathan the crooked serpent. And he shall slay the dragon that is in the sea. Now I told you in a previous video, and I showed you this dragon in the sea. And here in Isaiah 27 verse 1, it says that Yahweh is going to slay this dragon in the sea. This is the dragon. Here's South Africa. I'm showing this for a reason. Here is the dragon. Please watch my previous video on the dragon. Here it lies. I showed that these holes, nose holes, that's like the shape of a circle, half circle. Smoke's coming out of them, so this is a dragon. Not that it looks like a crocodile's head, but it's actually a dragon. It's lying under the sea, and only these holes is sticking out above the sea, so that it can breathe. It is in stasis. It is in stasis at the moment, waiting for Yahuwah to wake it up. And when he does, it's going to lift its head. You see, it's already in position, and it's looking in the direction of where it's going to blow its flames. And which direction is it? South Africa. That shows you where the camp of the saints is going to be. I've already proven this in my other videos before I knew of this dragon. I have proven with other verses that the camp of the saints, they will gather here in South Africa. It's called the second Exodus. See my other videos on the second Exodus, and especially the ones like where is Ophir. Some of my first videos, where is Ophir, and Gog of Magog war, who, when and where. I talk about it there also. Go watch those videos, and I'll explain there how I know that the saints will gather here and not on the North Pole. This dragon, looking at South Africa at the moment, its head pointing in this direction, shows you already this can only be the place where the saints will gather. What else will happen here? Yahushua's flying city, Mount Zion, that 2 Esdras 13 is talking about, is going to come above South Africa. It's going to sit here above South Africa in the air, and it will be there to protect the people on the continent so that they not get incinerated when this dragon lifts up its head and blows the flames. That the people on South Africa, on the land, they will be fine. They will be protected by Yahushua and his Mount Zion. And this also fits into the plan of Lucifer, brainwashing people today with motherships, and they're bad and they're going to attack you and stuff like that. It's because when Yahushua makes his appearance here, it says in 2 Esdras 13 that he is going to make his city visible to the world suddenly. At the moment, his city is covered by clouds. You can't see it. But he's going to remove those clouds so that the world can see it. And it says there in 2 Esdras that he will shout. He will shout. And we already read in the Bible that before, Yahushua also shouted with the voice of an archangel. This will happen again. It's like he's going to call the people worldwide to come to this area and attack this area. He's going to tell them, come. He's going to shout so they know about him there. They're going to see this city hanging in the air that's going to look like a mothership of a UFO mothership. And they will all leave their wars, the Third World War, and they will all gather around this area as we read in Revelation 20 and Ezekiel 38. We see in Revelation 20 verse 9, and they went up on the breadth of the earth. So Yahushua is going to shout. Maybe trumpets will also be sounded, and the people will hear it, and they will leave their wars, stop fighting each other, and they will come over the whole earth to that one spot by South Africa to surround it, the camp of the believers, the earthly believers, not the camp of the saints, of those who have glorified bodies. And they went up on the breadth of the earth and compassed the camp of the saints about and their beloved city. This beloved city, of course, is the city that is built on top of Mount Zion, the flying Mount Zion, on that mothership of Yahushua. In 2 Esdras 13, it says clearly that Yahushua is flying around on Mount Zion. It tells you it's a mothership. So there is a city on top of it. I believe that's the new Jerusalem flying around. We read about that also in Revelation 21, about the new Jerusalem that can fly. And fire came down from Yahuwah out of heaven and devoured them. Now, coming out of heaven, how high do you think this dragon would be above the earth when it lifts its head? Kilometers, miles upon miles. It's going to be very high. It's going to be like fire from heaven when it blows the flames. And what will happen with it after it's done that? Yahuwah himself, as we read in Isaiah 27, is going to kill it, because otherwise it will destroy the whole earth. It will destroy the whole earth because it's the size of a continent. This dragon is the size of a continent. There's no chance of survival if this thing wakes up on earth. So it's just going to do that one thing for Yahuwah, and then it's going to die. And that is also why this dragon needs to be in the correct position, ready to blow flames. It is because see where the head is, see where the camp of the saints are, right here. So it's already looking in that direction. It will just lift its head. It won't walk around or fly around. It will just lift its head, blow the flames, incinerate everyone around here of Gog of Magog army, which would be, look at my videos, who is Gog of Magog. I explain all these things. In my videos I explain everything. It is basically Russia and its allies. They are the Gog of Magog armies. Russia is going to gather a lot of nations, going to conquer a lot of nations in the near future of the Western world, so-called Western world, which are all Israelite nations, because white people are Israelites, and you will see all the white nations will be attacked soon by Russia, China, and their allies, one by one, so that out of those nations, the second Exodus can happen. A remnant of Israelites will flee from there to South Africa for protection, for a safe haven, because of war in their countries. And then eventually at the end, after Russia conquered all these Western world nations, America, England, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, Europe, their focus will suddenly turn to South Africa, where a remnant of the Israelites gathered. Because they work for Lucifer, they would want to destroy even that handful of believers in South Africa. So they will come and gather around this area, but Yahushua himself will be here on his flying city above South Africa, protecting it, and then this dragon will lift its head, blow its fire, incinerate Putin and all his armies, and all his allies. And that's why other prophecies also says that they see these nations that's been conquered by Russia, suddenly they take their countries back. They can take the countries back because there is no more Russian army. There's no more Chinese army. So they can take the countries back. The same thing that happened with the first Exodus will happen again with the second Exodus. With the first Exodus, Egypt's army pursued Israel, and they drowned in the sea. This time, the pagan nations, or rather the other nations, they will also pursue the Israel remnant here at South Africa and surround it. And then Yahuwah this time will incinerate them with fire. So they drowned the first time, this time they're going to burn. So both times the armies will be destroyed. So the whole army of Egypt was destroyed in the first Exodus. This time the armies of these Russians and the allies will be destroyed, and they will be very weak. And these other nations that's been conquered by them will take their countries back. That's what's going to happen. And if you look at the prophecies of our prophet in South Africa, Nicholas van Rensburg, who lived 100 years ago, he clearly states who will remain afterwards. He says, who will be the strongest nations after this? What happens with this dragon? He doesn't know about the dragon. He just saw which nations will be the strongest in the world. And it was the Israel remnant in South Africa and the Germans, because they're also Israelites. So the Germans will be the strongest, and second on their right hand would be South Africa. And why? South Africa is where Yahuwah's Israel remnant will be gathered. So those two nations will be the strongest in the world after this event. And there will be a minute amount of Americans left, because Yahuwah is going to destroy most of America, like 80% of it. Because of the evils they've done, they fulfill the role of Mystery Babylon in the times we are living. But we are not fulfilling the first part of Revelation today, people. That's already fulfilled around 80 CE. We are now in Revelation 20, 21, 22. That's going to fulfill now. That's where we are on the timeline. We are after the 1,000 years kingdom. We are in the short season of deception. The only things that must still happen now is Gog of Magog conquering these other nations with the Third World War. And then the second Exodus will happen the same time. And then this dragon will destroy the armies of Gog of Magog. When they surround the camp of the believers, then there will be a new heaven, a new earth, the white throne judgment, and then the New Jerusalem will be placed on earth. That's what must still happen, people. That's where we are on the timeline. We are now in the year 7249 after Adam. That's where we are. But some of this stuff I explain on my other videos. If you want to go watch it, you can. I'm sorry that I don't make a lot of videos anymore on my English channel. I've got other channels in the other languages that I'm focusing on now, because it's my people I'm talking to on those channels. I feel it's more important at the moment to reach out to them, because they need the truth first and more than the other people at the moment. But it's good to do it also in English, so that the other nations can also know the truth. So yes, this is what's going to happen, people. This is the next thing that's going to happen. And this dragon, lifting its head, incinerating the people, I believe this will happen within the next 50 years. Within the next 50 years. And the thing is, me and my wife talked about the effects it will have on this earth. I also believe that, as the Bible says, the earth is flat. As science also proves. The earth is flat, stationary, under a dome. There's an ice ring. The earth is bigger than people think. The ice ring is only a certain part of the earth, but there is continents outside the ice ring. Just like the explorer, that one explorer of America, he was talking about it. I can't remember his name now. They killed him after he talked about it. He visited the Arctic and Antarctic. But anyway, he mentions finding continents on the other side of the ice ring. But there are continents out there too. So, what did I want to say? The thing is, this is an enclosed system. So you can imagine, if this dragon blows those fires, what will happen to the sea here, the water? What happens to water when it boils? You've got a lot of steam. So the atmosphere will be filled with steam. It will become very, very humid worldwide suddenly. The Earth's temperatures will rise very quickly and a lot. And even this area down here, Antarctic is really a circle around the continents. Look at the flat Earth map for a reference. That part of the Antarctic, that ice might melt because of those flames of this dragon. And then that will also cause the levels to rise suddenly of the sea levels. And also the flames causing smoke to fill the atmosphere, like hundreds of volcanoes erupting at the same time. It's going to be horrific, people. It's going to be horrific. If this thing picks up its head and it just blows fire for a few minutes, imagine the devastation worldwide. If it's an enclosed system, as I say, there's nowhere for that steam and that smoke to escape to. It's an enclosed system. It's like a terrarium. So you can go sit and think about this on your own. What will be the repercussions of this? And have a ponder. It's very interesting. But yes, that's why also Yahuwah will have to kill this dragon immediately after this happens. So he placed him in the sea, as we read in 2 Esdras 13, for this very reason, to incinerate the Gog of Magog army. To incinerate Russia and these allies. That's the only reason this dragon's been lying here for thousands of years. I believe it's thousands of years. Because like Ezra, the prophet of the Bible, has been talking about it lying there under the sea. Isaiah has been talking about it lying in the sea. So they all knew about this dragon lying in the sea, and it's been lying there for many generations. Only for this one thing, to incinerate these people, and then Yahweh was going to kill it. But yes, amazing times we are living in, people. It's the end times. It's time that you make your choice. Start keeping the commands of Yahuwah. That's what you need to do. Not just be a Christian. Not just lip service. Start to keep the commandments as Yahushua did. Follow in his footsteps. Also keep the commandments as he did. He told you to do that. John 15 verse 10, John 15 verse 10, Matthew 7 verse 23, Matthew 19 verse 17, Matthew 13 verse 41, 42. It's verses where Yahushua says you must keep the commandments. Some of them he says you must do it to be saved. Do what he says. Yahushua also said his words will judge you one day. Not Paul's words, not Romans 10, not what is in Romans 10 is going to judge you. Nothing that Paul said is going to judge you. Only what Yahushua said, and he said you must keep the commandments to be saved. Of course, you do it through faith, and faith is actions. Faith is you believe Yahushua died for your previous lawlessness, as we read in Romans 3 verse 25, and to show that you believe, you keep the commandments. That shows you believe. Your actions shows what you believe. If I believe a chair can hold my weight, I prove it by sitting on the chair. The action, prove I believe. The same with your faith. You believe in Yahushua died for your lawlessness. Your actions of keeping the commandments shows that you believe he did it. If you keep living lawless, you show that you're not saved. You show that you don't believe. But that's my 2 cents for you today. Very interesting stuff, people. Like I said, this is another proof, and a big proof, that the camp of the saints is right here. Right here. It cannot be right there. It cannot be. Do you see any dragon heads around here waiting to lift up their heads and incinerate people here? I don't see any dragon heads there, but I do see one below South America. Right there, I see it, and it's looking correct, in the correct direction already. It's looking at South Africa. Amazing. Another big proof for me that the Camp of the Saints is here, as I've been saying all these years. Anyways, enjoy your day. Share this with other people that also wants to know the truth. Bye.